Okay, so what you've just answered there, these questions are about voice, okay? So when you think about using your voice, essentially what the question you're asking yourself whenever you start speaking is, what's the message that you want to deliver? That's pretty obvious, right? Whatever you say is going to be the message. But the other bits about how do you want to convey yourself will determine the tone that you use, high, low, whatever. Also, the seriousness which will be expressed by the tone, depending on what that message is. The conviction bit is the whole thing around body language, right? So what I want us to do is to share in our table groups. So if you become part of this table, okay, and if you be part of that table, just share what your responses were to the questions. And you can do it by, you don't have to go through each question. But the question I really want you to share is if I was to meet you for the first time, what is the impression that you would want to try and create? So imagine you're going to walk in the room, you're going to introduce yourself to me for the first time. What would you like me to think about you in those 15, 20 seconds that we're actually saying, good morning, how are you? Okay? You also want to join this table? So what is the message that you want to convey? Right, I'm going to give you 7 minutes to do that, so 1 minute per person. Okay, someone start speaking. Tell me that you're alive. You're not still in bed. Breaking bread. Okay, come on. So, share, guys. Come on. What's the impression you want to create?
Okay.
What would you like me to think?
I want people to look at me in awe and be like, wow, she's so cool. Yeah, obviously I don't have that impression yet. I'm getting there.
Lead from the front. You can go
I
first.
want people to look at me and be like, oh, she's someone who I can talk to and I can approach me. I want to be like closed off. I want to be open so that people can talk to me and approach me and then like get to know me. Yeah. What about you?
I don't want to come off as a bad person. I want to be known for being a truthful person, being a truthful person.
I want for all of them.
One question. I want to overall be relax, like show them how my life together. I want to be able to be inspiring, motivational,
And I want to be known for being confident. Waiting.
Welcome and friendly.
I'm in there for being knowledgeable and trustworthy.
I want people to think I want to be comfortable being kind and flexible. Got stuff together. I just want people to be chill, not necessarily have much money. Chill or scale with them.
So I want people to say, I want to be known as someone who's honest. They know that they can come to me if you want to ask me a question, I'll just give them the best possible answer.
I want people to feel like they can talk to me and I will judge them.
So that we feel like I'm honest and calm. I want people to relax and feel like I'm
We have a lot of calm, chill, content people on our table. Okay.
I want people to think I'm welcome.
I want people to think that I'm confident and calm.
I want people to think that I'm approachable and that they can talk to me.
I want to conclude that I'm not afraid to try to better myself. That's the convey one.
That's what
They won't get the bus.
What's that got to do with what?
No one on that.
All right, so here's the thing. Are you all done? No? Okay, who's next? You're supposed to have gone first.
Yeah, I go first.
Okay, well, I only asked you one question.
I've got one question.
No, one question I asked you, what do you want? Immediately, if you introduce yourself to me for the first time, what's the impression you want me to walk away thinking about?
Confident.
Okay, you did actually, some of you answered similar question there. All right, so, I'm going to try something, okay, and I'm going to ask for a volunteer. Who would like to volunteer to try something? You willing to volunteer? Mum, your name again? Sand, right. Go stand at the door, please. Right, so I want you to imagine, what instrument do you play? Trumpet, right. You're now going to run a trumpet masterclass, okay? And we are your novices. And we're standing there, and you're just walking in the room, and I want you to introduce yourself, but I also want you to think about what it is that you just said at the table. What's the impression I want to create in the group that I walk in the room, right?
Okay.
So, go out the door, come in the door, and introduce yourself. A long walk. Okay.
Stand here.
Yeah, wherever you feel comfortable.
Hello guys, I'm Zango. I play the trumpet. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys a masterclass on how to play the trumpet. Obviously, everyone comes from different backgrounds. Everyone's going to have different skills, so don't feel afraid to make any mistakes.
So, where the hell have you been the last 3 hours? That's it. Perfect. Good. Who else would like to have another go? Eye contact. Okay, you make eye contact with the other. Come on, off you go. What instrument do you play?
Saxophone.
Saxophone, my favorite instrument. Right. Right, same thing. Okay? Remember, voice, tone, body language. Well done.
Hi guys, my name is Louis. I'm going to be teaching you a masterclass on the saxophone. Hope you enjoy.
So, how difficult was that?
You're like a 8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, good, good. All right. What would make it a 9?
I didn't know what I was talking about.
You didn't know what you're talking about. It'd be like a 2,
It's
right?
like any other. But like,
Yeah, well, you're never going to do that, right? That's the whole thing, right? It's about being authentic. Good, well done, both of you. Okay, so, you see, what's changed there is I give you a situation, set you up, success, you went down, then you did it. And that's allowed as you to have been the last 2 sessions, okay? So you've all got it in you. Right, I'd like you to do the same. Yes, please, what do you play?
I guess drums.
Drums, ooh.
But not really good. I sing more than I play the drum. I mean,
You don't have to be perfect, they've got to be perfect when you finish them, right? You're going to run a drumming masterclass. So, think about what's the impression I want to create with these young novices who are waiting for their instructor to come in.
Hello everyone, my name is Praise and I'm going to be running a drumming masterclass today. And if you have any worries, any inquiries, feel free to talk to me. I'm going to be your leader for today and I'm going to teach you the basics. Maybe we can get a little groove on, a little jam, and we'll see how we go.
That was a masterclass, okay? So, think about, body language, confidence, excited, energy, all right? These are all things that you have it within yourselves to do. So, again, great leadership, well done, loved it, all right? So just a great example of, again, what's the impression you want to create? And it's something that you've got to really think about, and not just in terms of what you're going to be doing kinetic blocker, right? when you start thinking about doing some work, part-time work, whatever, you've got to create an impression the moment you open the door and you're going to meet the guy or girl who's going to hire you. They need to be thinking, wow, this person's coming across as amazing and confident. Remember, you don't have to be the expert, don't have to be the best, but they need to feel that you are going to help them become the best. Okay? And they need to feel the energy, they need to feel that this is, that, you know, sense they're going to follow you, they're going to listen to you, they're going to engage with you. Okay. So, what I'd like you to do is to think about what your version of David's leadership charter is. Now, we started doing some work around you know, what you want to be known for, what's your brand. So all of this only makes sense if actually you set yourself up for success by asking yourself, what is it that you want to do? What's going to be your roadmap? What's going to be the thing that you're going to look at every day that's going to compel you to try and be the better version of yourself? Okay? So think about, and I'll show you again what my charter was, just so you've got it in mind. Okay? What's your version of this? Now, I don't expect you to get this finished today, tomorrow, or even Saturday, but I would like to think that over the next couple of months you'll be playing with this and you will have your version of this. I don't even mind if you copy down some of the words I've got here, and over time, play with what your version of that is. But I really want you, I would like to think that if I had the opportunity to come back and meet you guys all again in December, that actually you'd be able to say, David, this is my leadership charter. This is the way that I am going to try and enable myself to lead myself and others well. Okay? This is kind of my charter. This is what I'm going to pin up on my bedroom wall or on a poster next to my laptop and remind myself when I look in the mirror that this is kind of how I want to come across, how I want to be. So whatever version of this you need to get yourself into that place where the very best of you shows up, that's what you need this to be. Okay? Think of it as your favorite page on your phone. Okay, when I click my phone, first thing I see is my most favorite person in the world, my grandson. Okay? So, and that's, for me, that's really significant, okay? In the sense that everything I'm doing in my life, earning money, paying for a big house so that all the family can come together at Christmas, think it's all because of the little chaps like him. He's the thing that's important to me in my life. He's the reason why I try to be a role model every day. Okay? He's the reason why I empower his parents to be fantastic parents. So, why I give them feedback and tell them how well they're doing as parents. First time for them, always challenging, okay? So, what's your version of that? What would you like? And think of it, first of all, you have the words, okay, whatever they are, and then you might have the symbol. So for me, the symbol is the lighthouse. And it's symbolic for me because two things. First of all, the lighthouse, as its base, has a rock. It's solid. So I try to be the rock for my family. I try to be the rock for my clients that I work with, my coaching guy. I try to be the rock for you guys over the next couple of days as you take your first steps into leadership. Being that safe ground that enables you to challenge you. Enables you to go out the door, come back in again, and introduce yourselves to people who already know you, but do it in a really powerful, convincing way. And the other thing about a lighthouse, it shines a light, okay? So it helps direct people away, because the rock is dangerous, but also shows them direction they need to go in. So that's kind of what I do, right? So that's the symbol for me. So what is your symbol? What that might be. The words and the symbol. So I'd like you to think about that over the next few days, okay? And obviously, take a photograph of it. As I said, the slides will be sent out to you the next day or so. If you want to keep copies of them and refer to them, it's entirely up to you. Okay, but I'd like you to start working it, if you could. Right, got 20 minutes. So we've covered a lot yesterday, we've covered a lot today. What else can I give you in the next 20 minutes? Or else can I talk about that you feel would really help you start this journey? What questions do you have? Before we go into our group, in our pods and do some reflective stuff. What questions do you have that I can help answer? What question would you really like to ask me that you don't dare? What was that? Come on. Be loud.
I was talking to him. I didn't
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I didn't have a question.
What'd you say to him then?
I don't know what don't you dare.
What
I was
don't you
just
dare?
repeating what you said.
Okay. I turned my hearing aids up today so I can hear everything. No questions? You've got a question, I can feel it, just trying to figure out how to say it on you. About anything, yeah.
What do you do in the situation when you feel like you don't know what to do?
Then you admit it and ask. Yeah, so a great question, right? What do you do in a situation where you're not sure what to do or don't know what to do? Okay? So what do we think? How do we think we would handle that? Do we blag? Do we pretend that we know? So what do you do in situations where you don't know what to do? Try to gain an understanding, yeah? Good. You talk, yeah, okay. Yeah, what do you say? Right, look, guys, I actually don't know what the best thing to do right now, but let's have a conversation and see any ideas. And your job then as a leadership is what? You've got to make a decision, right? So you've got a team of 10, you've got 10 ideas, you're the person who's got to make a decision as to A, what idea we pick, how we're going to make that decision. In other words, do we vote? Or do I actually listen to you and say, okay, yep, that's what I think we should do? So again, it's about being accountable, right? You won't always have the answer, guys. You won't always have the answer. But someone in your group will have the answer. And your job as a leader is to get that conversation into the room, shift the ideas, and decide how you are going to make a decision as a group. Either it be your decision to make, or you may decide, okay, I'll tell you what, let's vote on this. Okay, again, all things that a leader has to do. You're not expected to have the answer, guys. That's not what leadership is about. Okay? Any other question? Great question. Any other questions? Yeah.
How do I motivate yourself to like do
How do you
something?
motivate yourself? Great question. How do you motivate yourself? Okay, what's the answer? How do you motivate yourself?
I'm really bad with procrastinating, so it's usually just last minute, and I'll be like, oh, like if I don't do this now, like it's never gonna get done, and it's gonna be past the deadline. So that's kind of how I do it. I know it's not good, and people shouldn't do that, but it's just like you just have to step outside your comfort.
Nothing wrong with that, right? A lot of people like that. Okay, we call that positive pressure. All right, negative pressure is when it, leaves you sinking. But positive pressure is where you have that little bit of pressure. You know you've got to get it done, and that kind of motivates you to get it done. What other ideas for how do you motivate yourself?
You don't.
Think about
the end outcome, end goal.
Think about the outcome, end goal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Think of it in a positive way. Remember, if I know where I'm going in the journey, then I can focus on getting there. Okay. So having a real idea of the outcome. Share. How do your phones? Okay. What is it about phones that we have to have them on the desk? So, I think one of the ways I would say that helps motivate is having something like this. Okay. Having a kind of, when things aren't going well, just to remind yourself what it is that you're trying to do, trying to be. Okay, but each of us will motivate ourselves in very different ways. Right? But it's really about being mindful of what it is you're trying to do, so the end goal, etc. It's also recognizing what are the conditions that really enable you to step up. So, in that sense, creating a little bit of pressure, asking you in turn to go outside the room and come back in again, introduce yourself, a little bit of pressure. People respond. You all did very well. You did not better you did the last 2 days in terms of being a voice in the room, right? So, how do you motivate yourself? It really depends on each individual, but there are lots of things you can think about. Having a charter, having a clear end goal, okay? Recognizing what it is that you need to be motivated is also really important. Any other questions? Right, Mr. Very Quiet. What do you play? What do you play? Man.
Saxophone.
Saxophone. How can a little voice like that play the saxophone? I believe inside there is a massive voice, right? And I want to hear it. So I want you to go outside the door and come back and tell us you're going to run a saxophone masterclass. Come on. You got it in you. Right. Here we go. When you're ready.
Hello guys, my name is Kaede. I'm going to be running the saxophone masterclass today. Thank you for having me.
There he is. Okay. That hurts? Okay, well done, Cody, well done. All right. So, what I want to finish then is to go into your groups of 4 or 3, into your pods, and again, just share some insights. What have you learned about yourself today? That's the question, okay? And do that for 5 minutes, and then we'll do the online survey, which you all did yesterday, as you promised something you will do. And then I will release you to lunch. All right, so go in your groups again that you started this morning with. And the question is, what have you learned about yourself today?
Where do you see survey? So guys, I learned that KD
Your group? Okay. Share it. What have you learned about yourself today? What did you find it on your phone?
I guess I learned more.
Not yet.
I
We'll do that
wouldn't
later.
like be seen because I never really think of things.
I don't play games.
Oh, there's plenty of time,
I
don't worry.
don't play games.
You don't play an instrument?
I feel like just somebody who's good at things and people know that that person's good at
Who
things.
did you learn?
They can come to me.
Right, come on guys, what did you learn about yourself today?
If they have any questions.
It means a lot. Yes, sir.
Write it in your book.
I didn't see it until just now. It wasn't there yesterday.
You see that look? Just tell me it's about
It wasn't there.
So what are you going to do today?
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
I believe you, they should thank you. I
He
believe
said I
you.
can't do it now. I'm just doing it. He said I can't do it.
From me, I'm sorry. You're not very good faith. That's not in your passion. Be very something. Being amazingly talented.
I guess I've not only learned how I want to present myself, but I've learned how I want that to affect others. I know like I want to present myself as outgoing and bubbly and like open. But like I also want to know that that will affect others in a good way. So also being so
Very quiet in
outgoing
this little
to
group
others.
here. Nothing to share? Nothing to say?
Forget. Oh, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. I was playing netball. It was so bad. When I was actually doing it, it was too bad.
I know when I'm good with crowd.
I was centre. And this wasn't even like after school, like it was trials the next day. And I was supposed to be there because the teacher, the netball teacher, recommended me, said, I'm going to be the team, I was trying. Apparently not anymore. But in recreation, I was centre. Past the ball, I was running, I stopped running. I thought someone would like kick me in the leg. I turned around, no one was there. And I was in pain, like the pain that I felt. Have you guys ever like, obviously have, but like, it felt like a brick wall had been smashed against the back of my leg. It was from all the way here. The pain that I felt was all the way here, all the way to the bottom. But it's the Achilles tendon, which is here. And the reason why I felt the pain is that it connects the muscle and the bone, which is why I was feeling pain in the bone and in the muscle. So yeah, apparently from a doctor's perspective, it's worse than breaking a bone. Because you feel pain all the way. And my bone is just literally, it's still disconnected, but it's healing, I guess. It's literally disconnected from my muscle.
You're going to be able to play this.
When it's healed, hopefully.
What? I'm still going.
Really? Do you know what I did? Do you know what happened? It happened on a Tuesday, and I was like, I have netball trials the next day. I didn't know what had happened yet. I was like, I'll walk it off. Because whenever I sprain my ankle, I have injury. I've had a lot of injuries. I just walk it off. So then I was like, okay, I walk this off. I couldn't walk it off. I tried to walk it off and play in the same game. Didn't work. I was limping for a week because I was just like, it'll go. It didn't go. Like 4 weeks ago, and then 3 weeks ago I went to the hospital, and they were like, yeah, you've ruptured your Achilles tendon. I
You're going to
know.
have that for like at least
A year? Not a year.
it's like it's a pretty long time.
The boot already started like 2 weeks.
You might get number one.
Yeah, they said either a cast or a boot, and I was like, I'm not. I was like, the cast. Because if I had a cast,
You have to work on this.
yeah, and then like showering would be harder, walking would be even harder, and my toes would be sticking out. Because the cast would be over my toes. So that's like, yeah. I'm glad they gave me this. But,
What did you learn?
yeah. Come on, not
What
the
did you learn
dream.
about yourself?
I feel so.
I don't care. What did you learn about yourself? Wow.
But it's fine, you know, just go with the flow.
The worst thing
Okay.
is
What did you learn about yourself?
like my, I think it was my LCL.
To people who have a bruise as well.
There's like 3 tendons in your knee.
Oh, yeah.
There's the middle one is your ACL. I think this one is your MCL and this one is your LCL. If you turn the middle one,
It's
you're
done.
out. You're out for like that's like you're done for the season.
Wow,
Probably.
yeah.
But like not a lot of people recover from that one. Like,
I'll finish it.
this one.
Yeah, how?
I think I was playing basketball.
Was it like landing wrongly? Yeah.
It was like a sharp turn. Like I did like a sharp turn, and then like I heard it on that one, and
Yeah.
then like I jumped, and I landed wrong, and then like it just pulled down.
Was it like a complete?
No, it wasn't complete. So it just got worse after.
So you guys not shared anything?
It just got worse.
Yeah.
You
What
don't
did you have on
telepathic?
it? Like, what happened? Did the
I
doctor
haven't
say, "You
heard
go"?
Yeah, I went, but then like they was like, oh, there's a whole, because like that was the first time I went to the doctors, and I've had numerous injuries before.
Yeah.
And they looked at my knee and they was like, there's just a whole bunch of shit.
They said like you lose. They said you should have been here earlier.
Yeah, 100 like good few years ago. Like there was so much. I'm not saying that there was like a fracture on my
Okay,
knee.
you done?
there was like I had Oscar stuff.
Both of my brothers, all three of my brothers have had that. And I don't know if it runs in the family, but all three of them have had it. It's terrible. It's so terrible.
I can be more
Like they was like, oh, you don't have to get removed if you want to.
Yeah. Did you get removed?
Because my mom did it.
They were telling me that there's like a possibility of surgery like this. I still haven't called them back. They were supposed to call me within 7 days, and they didn't. So I was supposed to call them. I haven't called them back yet.
What surgery would do?
To like, because it's the tendon. If it's like too bad, they have to get surgery to like probably I don't know, so amend it, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how bad it is.
Good.
I can't like if you get surgery, I don't think you're gonna be
Right.
Yeah, so I don't want to get surgery.
But he'll tell us something.
I should probably call them.
Good. So, what do we learn about ourselves? What do you learn about yourself?
I learned how I wanted to perceive. So I wanted to perceive
That's the
as
second
a
time.
lovely person who comes to talk to. And then I also learned that I want that to affect people in a certain way. So I want them to step outside of their comfort zone because of that, because I am there stepping outside of my comfort zone. I want people to also do the same.
They will. If you do, they will. They'll feel confident doing it because they'll feel safe. What do you learn?
I want to present myself so that people view me a certain way and how I can leave a certain confidence.
What do you learn?
I want to do something.
Why feel so much? Seneca. Seneca so easy. Yes, it is. Seneca for what? For what? Seneca's easy.
I feel like I want to
Doesn't matter if you get it.
Yeah? But when we can't be good at everything, once we can be good at being a person that people can come to. Okay? But to do that, you've got to kind of stand out and be a voice, right?
My school has something called bedrock learning. You have to read books. They have sparks books and they have sparks reader.
Okay, good, good.
I need to get a certain amount of points so I'm getting.
I can't wait for the, oh my goodness. You know, the nurse, yeah, she would ask me, every time you walk in your house,
You can speak like,
she like, so,
punch in your voice, you do.
when you're like, when I'm laying in bed, I can take off one and shower. I'm supposed to be wearing it every single, like, all the time, apart from that. Yesterday, it was like 1 a.m. and I wanted to get the laptop downstairs. So I go downstairs, I get the laptop, I get the charger, my phone's in my hand. I'm FaceTime with my friend because we're going to watch a movie. So I start walking up the stairs. And then I land on the stairs wrong. And I fall and I dropped the laptop and I dropped my phone. And it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, I was laying there for a good 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Right, this group?
My friend was like, yeah.
If I was you, I'd wear it when I'm sleeping.
When you're sleeping, because you can't be asked to like.
No, because like, I wouldn't take any time.
What's gonna happen in my sleep? No, but then after I sleep, I do like if my leg becomes like adjusted to not wearing it. So when I do put it on, it's like able to adjust again. But then I just like I get it right.
Would you say that's like the worst pain you've ever had?
Actually, in terms of injuries, I guess like worst pain ever.
I think 20, 40 hours.
I mean,
My station.
maybe not the worst. But what's that I can remember like within recent years?
I don't know. 20, 40.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, I've never felt hair like that.
All right, so, guys, before we finish, need you to do the survey, okay? Now, just let me say one thing, right? So, and I won't embarrass the person who told me this, but you may have noticed when I showed you an earlier slide that had an open door and a closed door. Remember that slide? And I said to you that the hardest thing you have to do is learn to step through the door that's closed. So actually doing that little exercise where I had you open the door was just that, a mirror of that, okay? Leadership is about actually physically opening the door. Once you're in the room, you've done the hard part. The hard part was coming into the room. right? The next bit is really important, but that's the easy bit. Okay, because you already made the hard decision which to come through the door. Okay, to do your bit. So leadership is like that. It's making that tough decision to come through the door. Then what you do next is dependent on what the outcome is that you're looking to achieve. Okay, which this gentleman very shared with us. Motivates us. What's the outcome? What's the impression I want to create when I come through the door? All right. The hard bit is actually doing what I asked you to do, which is to walk to the door and open it. Okay, that's me done. Got 50 minutes before your lunch break. Please make sure you complete the online survey, otherwise Diana will be very angry, and that's not a good place to be. And I wish you luck on the continued journey of leadership.
Thank you guys. So just hold everyone. Everybody say a massive thank you to David. Thank you very much. So I have vouchers for you guys for lunch. You can get them from the cafe downstairs. It's free. It has written on the back what you can get from them. Are they all different? Bingo.
Does that mean yes or no?
Yes.
Wait, they are different?
They are absolutely not all different than that. They're all the same. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, can the following people hang back for a second? So, Oliver, Zayan, Joshua, I'm glad you said them. Telia, Praise, Pablo. Everybody else, you get to relax. Go.
There was no.
Wait,
I didn't get anything.
You in the WhatsApp group?
You were supposed to put
I'm in the platform.
check your emails.
I've already had enough. I'm going to give you half of
For what? And then his parents are thinking of moving school.
She's having like it's guys, I get to go to the cafe. Hi Ryan.
Ollie, you're in trouble.
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't want it? At least get some water.
I can't get water.
There you go.
I'm getting the
Forced
or popcorn.
What one?
You go ahead to Alright,
I'll keep it.
Well, you have
Oh
wait, you can't eat the pizza or the jacket potato. Oh my god. Oh, that's so sad, Evan.
I don't eat anything.
What, like this? You enjoy yourself.
I don't just eat everything. I don't just eat everything.
We don't eat everything too, but we can accommodate.
So like,
that doesn't mean you can't do it. Alright guys, go head out. Go get yourself a break.
What did he do?
In trouble. Every single time. Can you guys meet them don't leave them behind at the cafe. Don't leave them behind, they're coming. They're not going to be that long. The people have asked to stay. You're not going to be long. Just go that way. If you're going to lunch. Who's doing who wants to go? No, you can leave your things here. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here. Come join us.
I joined the group.
So, of course, you're going to stay. Yeah, absolutely. You can sit down for a second. So, it's a hard choice. That's what I said. It was one of the hardest things. Pick some people to be intimate because we're making new leadership. We just want some people who just talk about what they want out of leadership. As someone who's done it before, you can share that experience. And as someone who's just joined, you can share that experience. Now, if you would like to do it, you are welcome. If you would not like to do it, that is also fine. You can go downstairs. There is no pressure to do it. It's only something if you want to.
We're doing a slide
We're
here.
going to do a little bit of filming today. They're just going to ask us some questions about it. You say what you say. They may use all of what you say. Actually, no, that's very hard. They'll use parts of what you say for it, and then they'll put it together with images that they've taken today, and images that they'll also take on Saturday. That's what we're doing on the Saturday session. So the question is, now, would you like to do it? Fantastic, you? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah?
What is the question?
About the leadership program, about your thoughts on the leadership. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Alright, go have lunch, go think about it. But
No,
if you are going to do the recording, you need to be back by.
No, it shouldn't.
How long is that again?
It's the
Yeah, but because we've got a lot of 10 minutes early.
Okay, could you be back like 10 minutes early? Sorry to take all your time. No, the next session is at 1 o'clock. Yeah, you're right.
So what time?
So if you could get here, Christian, what time would you like? Everyone, this is Christian. Say hi.
Hey.
This is Mike. Say hi.
Hi.
This is Sir. Also Mike. Say hi, Mike. They are Lightning Mike. Like a lightning. Anyway, these are the wonderful people that will be doing the recording. So what time would you like to start?
We will grab you at different times to save you again. So, what time do you? It's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock is the next session.
So if we have one of you at 1:45 and one at 10:01, and then I'll grab everyone else in the afternoon. So who's keen to speak first? Excellent. 1:45. Who else is keen, or who would you like to volunteer for being second?
Joshua.
Fantastic. You come at 10:01, and then I will grab the rest of you through the afternoon and at the later break as well. That way we've got long enough to talk and don't need to sit around. Cool.
It will have to be on time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Have a wonderful time. Show praise where the things are.